So welcome to day 6 of my Christmas challenge. Today's gonna be a very interesting drawing. This is an interior in 1-point perspective, and I'd love to start with really light colored beige marker. So I will put my strokes vertically, and our light source is somewhere here. So we have a window to the right. That's why there will be happening like kind of a gradient. The closer to the right, the lighter it will become. Also, this wall will be lighter because it's right opposite the window. That's why it will be a little bit lighter than this part of the corner. So let's quickly put our color here as well. And for now, I'm simply putting my color. And as you know, markers are perfect for layering. That's why I put another layer on this part, and as you can see, this tone instantly became a little bit darker than this one to the left. Also, I will put this beautiful color to this sofa, like the protagonist of today's drawing. Just nice and simple, quick sketch for today. I hope this live stream will be about maybe 20 minutes or something like that. So I put the color here. So our sofa, I want it to be a little bit, just a little bit darker and warmer in tone in comparison with our walls. So I will put this color here. I'm doing this like basic layering on purpose because I want that my sketch will have unity, unity and this 3D effect and realistic look, and this can be achieved by putting some basic color which will unite the entire sketch. So I will even add this color to my Christmas tree, but here we can use a slightly different type of hatching in order to show its texture, that it's like organic Christmas tree. So I'm putting my strokes in different directions. Let's put some shadows to these boxes with presents. Also, I'm adding some shadow. This is a part of the armchair that is seen. Alright, so now I'd love to use really light colored yellowish marker because I want to add some nice layering with it. So I'll put it here, a little bit here, just a little bit here and there, even to the Christmas tree. Maybe there are some decorations, this color, even to this chair. So there will be a lot of layering happening here. The next color I would love to use will be very beautiful marker from Touch, and it has very light bluish color, and it's absolutely perfect because I want to create very interesting color palette. And in order to create harmony of the color in your drawing, you always want to keep in mind the warm palette and slightly cool palette. So you want to have different tints of color. So for example, when I'm drawing white color, I will always use warm and cool shades of gray or like yellowish. So now I switch to my warm gray number 3 marker from Style File Marker. As you can see, I'm mixing and matching different brands, and that's completely fine in interior sketching because markers, they used to very beautifully mix with each other, so that's not a problem at all. Now I want to show a couple of pillows, so some of them will be grayish. Let's put this gray color here. So please let me remind you that for those who are watching me live on Instagram, you can find the reference photo for this sketch on my Pinterest board, which name is Interior, so plain and simple interior board. So go right now to my Pinterest, Olga Art 888, and find the board Interior. That's how you can find this reference photo that I'm using, and I'm drawing from it right now. So here we have a doorway, so I will add slightly more grayish color, but for now we try not to focus too much on details. We focus like on a big picture. Next thing will be, let's add a green color. Yeah, so I will use once again my touch marker and its brush nib, so very light moves. And our Christmas tree, it's in light, its right side is in light and its left side is more in shadow. That's why I will be focusing more on this left side, and a little bit like a couple of brush strokes to the left. Then I want to give kind of distribution, or to distribute this color throughout the drawing. So maybe we can color some pillows in this color. Even I will put it to this part of an armchair, and later I will color it as well. Maybe I will put it even here, and even to the to this drapery. Next color will be red one, and it's also very Christmassy color. So let's add maybe some decor to our Christmas tree, which will be in red tones, just a little bit. Try not to like over complicate the process. Let's do it quickly. So something like that, maybe some presents. And yeah, as you can see, I'm starting to focusing on details, and actually we need to focus more on the big picture. So here we have a very nice cover, and with some nice bonbons here, so I will try to avoid them, and I will color it all in red. So maybe at the very end of this sketch I will need to use my white pastel pencil. It's also very helpful in interior design drawing, especially if you want to show some textures. Next, we distribute this color throughout the sketch. So let's assume that this pillow, it has this reddish color, and maybe this pillow is red as well. So let's see what we do have next. Maybe some decor here. All right, so the next thing will be adding more different shades of colors. So for example, I'll use my darker toned green in order to support this really light colored green. So I will add it primarily to the shade of this Christmas tree. Also, we can already color this table by using this marker, and let's add a little bit of it to the pillow as well. So maybe some shadows, drop shadows from the pillows. All right. So something like that. And next I will open its like white nib, and I want to show with it this beautiful light, like a torture. So something like that. Maybe where we want to add it else. I think for now it's fine, it's okay, and I'm switching to my darker colored red marker. This one is from Touch again, and it has very beautiful like wine color. Let's support these reds and Christmas tree decor. And also let's add it to the armchair. And as you can see, when I put this red color on top of green color, there is some effect of blending, and we have some kind of brownish color eventually. So I really love this thing about markers, that you can make beautiful layers with them. All right, so a couple of nice strokes here for our cover. Let's show its folds. So it's really nice to draw draperies. It instantly creates this warmth, yeah, interior design. Alright, so next thing is NG4, neutral gray number 4. And grays are essential, absolutely essential markers in interior design drawing, and there are different shades of gray. So for example, neutral grays, cool grays, warm grays, French grays. And French grays, they are very, very similar to warm grays, but maybe their color just a little bit more reddish. It goes into red spectrum a little bit. So I will add it to these beautiful frames, and primarily to its left side. Once again, because of our light source, which is coming from the right side. That's why our drop shadows will be to the left. So let's show these moldings on the walls. And yes, as you know, maybe some of you know, my background is interior design. That's why I really love drawing interiors, and I studied at the best Russian art academy for 6 years. We studied interior architecture. So in Russia we have really a very strong school of hand rendering, like we have traditions in hand rendering and this academic drawing, and that was always what I really truly loved. Even though when we had to show some of our projects by using 3D Max and AutoCAD, always my favorite part was sketching and hand rendering. So I guess that's why I've created my online school of sketching, because I really truly love this thing, like drawing by hand, drawing interiors, because I think that architects and interior designers, they actually think while drawing. So now it's time to show some drop shadows, and here we can show this flooring, and I put my strokes in the direction of the vanishing point. So we have our vanishing point here. So as you can see, all our lines, they are converging right up to this vanishing point. So I want to make these shadows a little bit lighter, just a little bit lighter. So let's show this beautiful, nice shadow from the table and from the cover. Shadows are essential, absolutely essential in interior design drawing, because they will create this effect of realism. So a couple of strokes to this Christmas tree. Maybe let's show that we have some drawings here. Something like that. And this why for some reason I want to make in blue, this beautiful bluish color. So next thing, I will use my E31 from Copic Sketch, and actually Copics are my favorite markers. I really love their quality, so I think they are my favorites. Plus it's very sustainable to use Copics and because they are refillable in comparison with, for example, style file markers, because when it's finished it's actually done and you can't do anything about it, you can't refill it. So let's show our doorway one more time. Let's put maybe some shadows to our torso and strengthen the shadows, strengthen the foreground. And it's really essential that previous layer is completely dry. In order to like speeden up this process, you can blow on this layer, because for example in this, when drawing the sofa, this part of the sofa, it's right opposite the window that we have here. That's why this part I wanted to be a little bit darker, guys. So something like that. Please, my friends, if you have any questions, let me know and drop them in the comments. Maybe you have questions regarding markers, regarding paper, or something like that. By the way, I have a blog on my website, and I have a couple of blog posts in English about perspective drawing and interior sketching, and which markers are the best choice for interior design drawing. So if you're really interested in interior sketching, I would love to welcome you to read my blog posts, my articles on my blog. So just head over to Olga Art 888 and you will find my blog there. All right, my friends, we are actually almost done with this sketch. Maybe a couple of strokes, so let's. And now I'm gonna use my black, not black liner yet, but brown, this beautiful brown color. I want to put this nice color to the table. So I love working on my interior sketching, starting from the lightest color in tone and then following by like dark and dark and dark, and eventually maybe black or like dark brownish, something like that. So let's put it here, almost to the folds. So basically we will be distributing this brownish color throughout the sketch. So I'll put it to the legs of this lamp. I'll put it here and there. So just working with it. So here we have maybe some nice drawings. Let's quickly make something abstract out of them. And I want to show that they are a little bit, they have a little bit different color compared to the color of the wall. So I will put my light blue on them, on top of them, and let's continue. So we will put it here and here. So this is my favorite stage of sketching, the stage when I'm adding details to my drawings, and this is my favorite one. So everything is done and now we can enjoy the process. We can add these shadows, we can add these accents. All right, so finally I will use my black liner, and maybe at the very end I will use white pastel pencil. Let me see how it goes. So a couple of lines in the foreground, because we want to create this realistic look for our sketches. So I will be focusing a little bit more on the foreground. So here let's show that we have some, maybe some decoration happening on the table. It can be even something abstract. So here let's show this big nice pompons happening on this cover. So it looks like that, some folds. I really love drawing folds, and by the way, like textile and wood. I think they are my favorite textures in interior design drawing. I really love rendering wood, timber, textile, different kinds of materials. By the way, I have an entire video course on textures in interior design drawing, so if you really want to master textures like concrete, leather, timber, metal, just check my website olgaarttt.com. You'll find a lot of very useful information there. Not only information about my courses, but blog on interior sketching which I run, and some tutorials, some free tutorials. Plus you'll find on my website a completely free course for beginners in perspective drawing. There are more than 7,000 students enrolled in this free course of mine on perspective basics, where I cover 1 and 2 point perspective. So let's show these cushions. Let's outline the table. And finally, I will add my name here. So show Olga Soroykina. And I would love to encourage all of you, if you're drawing any sketches or illustrations, to put your name, because in our age of technology and Instagram, it's really easy, like that your sketch can be stolen or something can happen. So it's better to protect yourself by putting your name here. And finally, I really want to add this guy, this white pastel pencil. I will add some details on the foreground with it. So also we can add some nice light effects. So these cushions that are opposite the window, they will be a little bit lighter. We can also add it to the folds here. All right, so maybe a couple of strokes here to the torch. And we are done.